What is up, you guys? It's Chris here. So two things. Number one, we just had our first video break 500,000 views, and that's just bananas. That is crazy. 500,000 views. And just to think, a short year ago, this channel had less than 1,000 subscribers, and we struggled just to get one video past 50 views. Yeah, those are dark times. And number two, I want to thank you for watching the video. I know a lot of you are here because of that individual video, and I just want to thank you. You know, we put a lot of work into our videos to make sure that you get some really good, valuable information out of it, and that you actually learn something that you can turn around, go out there and start taking control of your life with a business. If this video so happens to get pushed out to my non-audience, welcome. My name is Chris. This is my son, Benji, and I am Benji's dad. It is my sole purpose to make sure that you understand that working a 9-to-5 job is stupid and a waste of time. And hopefully this video will help prove that point quite nicely. Let's go ahead and jump into the computer. I'm going to show you exactly how much money YouTube paid me for a video with 500,000 views. All right, guys, so here we are at this video, 9 easy online jobs that pay through PayPal fast. And there's a little thumbnail for it. And as you can see, in the last 28 days, this single video has made me almost $1,000, which is kind of nuts because this video is a little over a year old and it's still generating a decent amount of income. So that's kind of crazy, $924.48. And that's just within the last 28 days. So let's go ahead and change this up. And we're going to change it to since uploaded or lifetime. And to answer everyone's questions, here it is. We have 500,000 views, 2.8 million minutes in watch time. Got me about 15,000 subscribers in this time period, but the estimated revenue on it is $6,858.89. So this video was originally posted on June 11th, 2018. So actually, it's exactly almost a year old. So June 11, 2018 is when it was posted. And let me go ahead and just point out a couple of interesting things that I didn't notice about this video. So first of all, as you can tell, at this time, I was not monetized when I created this video. I had just reached 1,000 subscribers and I didn't get monetized until probably later in the summer, probably around August. So as you can see here, the video did nothing early on. It was just getting 7 views, 18 views, 22 views, or whatever. Now, interestingly enough, around the time that I got monetized, which was about early to mid-August, all of a sudden you see a little more traction here in the amount of views that the video was getting, which is, I find, quite interesting. You can say that there may be a correlation there. If you really think about it, I mean, YouTube does have a vested interest when your videos are monetized. So this was, you know, kind of an eye-opening moment for you to kind of see that if the videos are monetized, it might get pushed a little more than videos that are not monetized. But anyway, moving right along, right around this time here, this is what, mid-October or so, you can see the video went from barely getting a few views a day to all of a sudden jumping up to 200, 300, 400, 700, 1,000 views in a single day on the video. And then it promptly died. And November 17th here, you see it kind of just died and went to the tank around 265 views. So I remember seeing this little, you know, kind of the viewership here kind of creeping up a little bit. And I was excited. You know, this is really cool that I got a video that 1,000 people watched in a single day, you know, and then it just kind of died immediately. However, this was interesting enough. This is also the time that I put a schedule together and started posting more regularly and at a set time period. So as my channel continued to grow and as people continue to find me, the video's viewership kind of started to raise higher and higher and higher. And here you can see around December, it just really started going nuts, especially compared to other videos on my channel. So here in early January, late December, it got 6,300 views in a single day. And it went right down, back down to about 3,000 views early January. And then it jumped up to 7,000 views in a single day. So that's how much it did at its peak. In one day, it had 7,700 views, which is kind of insane. And then it just really started tanking around April, and it got to the point right here where it dropped down to, at its lowest in, I don't know, about 6 months, 355 views in a day. But then it kind of bounced back. So now we're back up to around 1,500, 2,000 or so views per day. So this is really very interesting to see how it got nothing early on. So this can be an indication for you. You might post a video and early on, it does absolutely nothing. You know, it does 0. It gets 1 view. It gets 12 views. It gets 15 views, 5 views, you know, per day. But then all of a sudden, it could be months later. This was almost 6 months later. And then the video just started taking off like wildfire. Another takeaway from this is the fact that the video has done very well over a decent amount of time. A lot of people always argue that YouTube isn't passive because you always have to continually post new videos. But this video is over a year old. And really, since the monetization really started turning on in about last August, in less than a year, it's gotten almost $7,000. That's not bad for a video that I really only put about, maybe 3 to 4 hours putting together, and it's still paying me to this day. So let's go ahead to the part that we all want to look at as well, the estimated revenue and how that worked and how much I'm getting per day. So again, the video was posted around June 11th, and as you can see, $0. And I didn't start making money with it until late August, early September. And that's when I started getting a few cents here, a few cents there. You see nothing really crazy, barely anything over $2. But then around late October, early November, things started taking off, started getting a few dollars a day with it. Then it kind of tanked, and then things really started getting interesting around December and January, you know, upwards of $40, $50 a day. At its peak, it was $85, and then it kind of dipped again. And this is a single video that made $88 in ad revenue in that day, which is kind of insane, you know. But you can see again how wildly inconsistent that this can really be. One thing of note here, at the end of February, I learned a new monetization strategy along with a YouTube partner program, or AdSense. So even though the views on the video and the monetization on the video dropped to about $17.30, I turned something on. I tried a new technique in terms of monetization, and you can see literally within a week the video went from $17 to $88 in a single day. And that's kind of crazy. And that monetization strategy really helped. In fact, if you want to learn more about it, go check out tubemarketing101.com. I'll be sure to put a link down in the description. I do have a free checklist that you can use. It comes with very step-by-step, showing you exactly the same process that I use when I upload YouTube videos, and how you can really take this information and turn it into money. You know, take a hobby, turn it into something that can make you money, and let me know what you guys think. So anyway, we're moving right along here, and you see here we are averaging around $20 or so a day in ad revenue. And again, this is a year-old video, and now it's really starting to jump up to like just $50 within the last couple of days. So this is very amazing, you know, to me, that just a few hours of work, notice not, you know, continuous work, just a few hours of work over a year ago is still paying me on this particular video as well. Another thing that I wanted to point out is if we come down here, you're going to see the real-time views for the video in the last 48 hours. And you can see here that 78% of the views for this video has come from suggested video. You see it's very, you know, dark here. This here is a huge indication to me that when you are creating videos, sometimes it's worth it to go after suggested video. Now, suggested video is the videos that pop up on the side when you are watching a video. This is what YouTube thinks that you're going to like to watch based on what you've watched in the past. But notice how the YouTube search is 10% just in the last 48 hours. Only 10% of these 3,500 views came from YouTube search. So it almost makes you think, why would I even want to go after YouTube search, you know, in terms of creating videos? But you still want to do it because YouTube search is going to give you consistent views, even though it may not be huge views, right? I would still target YouTube search, but then make sure that you include elements to try to make it a suggested video, you know, and then eventually you'll see this ridiculous kind of growth where, you know, almost 80% of all the views for this particular video within the last 48 hours have all come from suggested video. So let's go ahead to the reach viewers tab up here. And I just want to show you the click-through rate. It's had 13 million impressions, which is kind of crazy to me. The click-through rate is 2.4, which is very low. This is actually a very low click-through rate. I like to keep my click-through rates anywhere from, you know, at least 5%, 10% better, if at all possible. But you can see here the graph since the time that this video was posted. When it first hit the internet on June 11th, 9.2% click-through rate, which is pretty good. But then it just like tanked. You see, it went to 0 at one point, and then it just kind of oscillated. You know, at its peak, so it was at 14%, at 15%, and then as low as 3%, then at 14% and 14%, and then it just kind of trailed off. And then around September is when YouTube really started to take the video and start recommending it to other people, putting it on people's home pages, you know, based on what they were looking for in the past. So you see it kind of just trailed off, and it kind of hovers around 4%, but right now it's kind of in a dip right now. A lot of this kind of happens because YouTube is testing this video out with different types of audiences. One thing to keep in mind here too is your click-through rate can be really, really high, and then all of a sudden it takes a huge dip, and that's just because the number of impressions has gone up because YouTube is testing that video on other audiences. So if you see a huge dip in your click-through rate, you know, don't be afraid and worried or anything like that. Just make sure that you look at the entire click-through rate of the life of the video so that you can kind of see, is this YouTube testing something, or is this really a sucky thumbnail? You know, so let's scroll down here, impressions and how they have led to watch time. So here's a big thing, 94.3% from YouTube recommending your content. So 94% of every view, or 94% of the views that this video has gotten, has all come because YouTube has recommended it. And it's all turned into 1.7 million hours of watch time over the last year. So the next thing we're going to look at is build an audience, and I want to look at the subscribers. So early on, again, this video was not getting me very many subscribers. We're looking at one, two, you know, crazy. And then around late October, early November, again, we started to see a little bit of a pickup. And at its peak, this video got me in a single day about 250 subscribers, which is pretty good. You know, over the course of a month, you know, that can translate to 3,000-4,000 subscribers if you're able to keep this consistent. And this is a single video. You know, this doesn't include the 100 other videos that are on the channel, you know, also generating new subscribers. But this can really just show you here how one video can really make a channel. I've seen, you know, tech channels who might, you know, get fortunate with a iPhone review, and that it just goes nuts because everyone's searching for it and everyone's watching it. And a channel can go from 0 to 100,000 subscribers, like, you know, in a second, just because you have one good video. Now, it's tough to create a viral video. You know, almost every video you create, you probably have the idea of it eventually going viral. Really, the more content you put out there, the more of a chance you're going to have with the video, you know, kind of taking hold and then just skyrocketing. You only need a handful of them and you can really make a channel. All right, so let's go ahead back to the big video. So number one, let's talk about the huge discrepancy about what Social Blade has to say. I know a lot of you go there just to kind of see what YouTube channels are making, but that is completely wrong. Social Blade has no idea what it's talking about when it comes to how much money these YouTubers make. But the biggest determining factor in how much money YouTubers make from the YouTube Partner Program is what's called the CPM, or the cost per milli, which basically means how much money you get paid per 1,000 views. Now, on this particular channel, sometimes we can get CPMs anywhere from as little as $7 or $8, but then as much as $30 or $40 per 1,000 views. So actually, a few things that you really want to make sure that you do in each one of your videos, definitely number one, is to give the viewer what it is that they're looking for. So if you're creating a channel and you're reviewing a certain product, don't take 5 minutes to get to the point. You know, actually get to the point within the first 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Show people what they're going to be getting in the video, show your branding, and then get on into the video. Don't waste people's time. The number two thing is you need to make sure that your thumbnail is awesome, and it can't be subpar, it can't be average, it has to be a great thumbnail, because you can have the greatest video in the world that has 100% watch time, but if you don't have a good thumbnail, no one's ever going to click on it. Thumbnails are king, and you have to make people want to click your video. So you need to take more than 5 minutes creating your thumbnails. The number 3 thing is probably the most important thing, and that is making sure that you have very good watch time on your videos. Now, on this channel, we sometimes get anywhere from, 4 minutes, 45 seconds to upwards of about 5 to 6 minutes per video viewed. And that's a lot better than the YouTube average, which I believe is just under 2 minutes. So if you can get people over to that part where they're watching the most of your video possible, that can do nothing but really help you in the YouTube algorithm, because that is a great signal to YouTube that, hey, people like this video. It keeps people on YouTube longer, which means YouTube can show more advertisements to them. The more ads they see, the more they're going to click on those ads. The more they click on those ads, the more money that you make along with YouTube. So anyway, I hope you learned something. I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, and you've made it this far into the video, be sure to smash that like button, as well as click subscribe. We post new videos every Mondays and Thursdays, and I would really hate for you to miss any future videos. So be sure to hit the little bell notification icon as well. Stay tuned for the bloopers, and I will catch you all later. But a different video with a similar number of views is probably not going to get in the... But another video, what is a, it's just, I hope you learned something. I hope you got some good information out of that video.